One of the greatest tragedies in life is living with your greatness still inside you, conforming to a life of comfort and security, and then dying having never truly lived. In March of 2015, I received a letter that represented the ultimate feeling of comfort and security in my life. The letter contained my acceptance to be employed as a graduate tax accountant at one of the largest and best financial service firms in the world. My life appeared to be on course. I was on the path to what most people would call success. I'd got through school, I'd landed my dream job. But soon after starting my ascent up the corporate ladder, I was hit with a feeling that my ladder may be leaning against the wrong wall. I would come home from work feeling drained, feeling empty, feeling like someone was squeezing the creative life energy from me. Who else has felt like this at the end of the day, at the end of their work? Yeah? I can see a few heads nodding. And I remember one afternoon, coming home from work, I took my suit and tie off, and I laid down on my bed, and I looked up at the ceiling, and I thought to myself, this can't be it. Why am I so unhappy? I have a comfortable work, secure paycheck, and supportive work environment. Yet these comforts weren't giving me the passion and purpose my heart was truly craving. I was going through the motions. I was disengaged and unfulfilled. There was an inner knowing that I had more to give, and this lit a spark within me. I couldn't sacrifice my passion for safety and my freedom for security. This desire for some of the answers to some of life's deeper questions resulted in a profound awakening. I began reading and absorbing all forms of personal development to try and figure out how to find happiness and fulfillment. During this process, for the first time, instead of listening to what others said about how I should live my life, I went within and started listening to my heart. I started doing practices such as meditation, yoga, journaling. I began to clear away a lot of the noise and clutter in my mind, and I started to connect with my inner voice. Over the next 12 months at my corporate job, my life completely transformed. Every single morning before work, I would wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, stretch, journal, and write. These new habits completely changed my perspective on life, and my energy was completely different. I began feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the simplest things: a tree, a sunset, the ocean. I began seeing the light inside other people because I realized it was the same light that was in me. I wanted to share these transformations that were happening to me, so I started a website and a blog. But to be honest, for most of this time, I was extremely embarrassed to tell people about these inner shifts that were happening. I remember one day, one afternoon, I was sneaking out to go to yoga class, and I walked past my dad and his workmates sitting out the back having beers after work. They asked me, they said, "Jordan, where are you going?" I said, I'm going to a yoga class. They said, "Yoga? What are you going to yoga for, mate?" They said, come out here and have a beer. Throw another shrimp on the barbie." We don't actually call them shrimp in Australia, we call them prawns. But it was during these times, where I was questioning my manlyhood that a quote from author and speaker Brené Brown rang true to my heart. She said, "Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. Because it takes courage to go within and face our emotions. It takes courage to admit, I'm lost and confused and have no purpose. And as I continued to share more, my courage muscle grew. And in 2017, I left my corporate job. my secure path, and moved out here to Toronto to pursue my passions. I now teach meditation and speak at organizations about corporate health and wellness, and share some of the insights that helped me on my journey. I had to disappoint some people, though, when I left my corporate job, especially my dad. But I would have regretted it had I not lived life on my terms and followed my heart. You see, when you flip the game of life on its head and you work from the inside out, you realize that your happiness is generated from within and that there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. Realizing this, we can go anywhere and do anything. Thank you.